Hey guys, it's Dave. Welcome to the Dad Advice channel. This channel was created to build a community that helps each other learn and grow, as well as guide our children through our own knowledge and experience. So I love feedback. I love comments. Continue to bring them. Wanted to talk today about being open to criticism with self-reflection and why it's important. I'm going to share a story here at the start that kind of encapsulates it. And this is a story that's happened a few times in my life and usually involves me giving somebody else criticism. And it's usually an older individual. And I hear this line that is always a red flag. And that line is, after I deliver some sort of criticism, like you may want to change this, I hear, that's who I am and I'm not going to change. This statement in a whole is not terrible if you have done self-reflection. If you haven't looked at yourself at all, you're just saying, I don't want your advice, I don't agree with it, just get it out of here. And what ends up happening most of the times is we end up throwing up walls. It's not fun to receive criticism because it's saying, hey, somebody's pointing out some flaws or something in you. But it creates an opportunity when we do get criticism to grow, to get a perspective that we don't have in our own brains. Our brains don't allow us to know what other people think, and so we don't have access to that data. So these people are giving access to data that we'll know there's no other way to gain access. So most times when we get criticism, we'll throw up these big walls, and often what ends up happening is we just throw back. We don't do any self-reflection, and we just throw out some of their flaws. Well, you do this and you do that, and we're not even agreeing or disagreeing with their criticism. Now, wherein lies the opportunity and how we should deal with these situations is we should accept them with open arms, because it allows us the opportunity to get access to this data that we're not otherwise having access to. And the best way to deal with this, or the best way I found to deal with this, is actually to appreciate and thank the person first off for giving you the criticism, and understand that it may or may not be accurate, but just giving them positive reinforcement, thanking them, hey, thanks for pointing that out. I really appreciate you have a different perspective than me. So, and this is going to encourage them to continue to give you criticism, to continue to give you access to that data, which is extremely important, so you can continue to self-reflect on it and decide if you want to change it or not change it, instead of doing that's the way I am and I'm not going to change, because that is just not a good, it's not a good statement if you haven't done the self-reflection. So after you positively reinforce, you can go back into a self-reflection mode, and how I visualize this is I look in the mirror and I say, am I okay with that? Am I not okay with that? Is that affecting others in a positive way, negative way? Because we're going to have lots of haters in our life that don't want us to do whatever, and they want us to change to fit their own story, to fit their own box. And it's sometimes it's good, sometimes they don't have our best interests in mind. So we need to be able to self-reflect, be able to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, hey, I can live with that every single day and I'm totally fine. And maybe it just rubs that person the wrong way because they have a completely different viewpoint, or they completely disagree with eating meat. So they're going to say, hey, you shouldn't eat meat, you should be a vegetarian, and what you're doing is terrible. And that's just something you have to reflect and say, hey, can I live with this on a daily basis, or is this affecting so many people and so many things that it's actually a negative thing that I should actually correct and I should change? Those are basically the main things. And just being open, again, being open so you have access to that different perspective is so huge. And I see so many people fall into this I'm not changing, like that's who I am, and just not allowing that criticism, or just not even fully listening to the criticism, where somebody's bringing up a criticism and you're cutting them off, and I speak from my own experience, cutting them off and not even letting them get out the entire criticism, so you can't even process if you agree with what they said or that you disagree with what they said. And again, this allows us the opportunity to become a much better person in life if we are receiving criticism and just being able to actually process it and decide if we want to carry it on, and if we agree with that person or disagree with that person. So I hope this helps. If this helped you, definitely like, comment, share. If you have some other strategies how to deal with criticism, I'd love to hear what they are. Put them in the comments. And I love you guys, and I'll see you in another video.